Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare राम हरे हरे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परव्यकचार अष्टोषठी डिवाइन के शील ऐसी भक्तिवें स्वामी प्रपाद की। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परव्यकचार अष्टोषठी डिवाइन के शील भक्त सिद्धांत स्वर्ण गोसाई महाराज की। अनंत कोट वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की। नामाचार्य हदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम राधा किन गोवर्धन की। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की। गंगा मैया की। यमुना मैया की। तुलसी देवी की। भक्ति देवी की। निताई गौर प्रबंधे। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री श्री गुरु एंड गुरु हरि बोल। ओहो बाहर मेरी गेट पे माला टंगी हुई है, ले आना। हाँ हैंडल में कहाँ गेट पे। हाँ थैंक यू। Hare Krishna. Today verse is chapter number 2, contents of Gita summarized, text number 69. Please repeat after me. या निśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgarti saṁyamī yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni sā niśā paśyato muneḥ या निśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgrati saṁyamī yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni sā niśā paśyato muneḥ या निśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgrati saṁyamī yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni niśā paśyato muneḥ. Please repeat. या निśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgrati saṁyamī yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni sā niśā paśyato muneḥ. या निśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni sā niśā paśyato muneḥ. या निśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgarti saṁyamī yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni sā niśā paśyato muneḥ या निśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgarti saṁyamī yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni sā niśā paśyato muneḥ या निśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgarti saṁyamī yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni sā niśā paśyato muneḥ. Now, the word-to-word meanings, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Word-to-word meaning? Ya means what? ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, that's all right. कोई बात नहीं. निषा is night. Sarva all. Bhūtānām of all living entities. Tasyāṁ in that. Jāgrati is wakeful. Saṁyamī the self-control. Yasyāṁ in which. Jāgrati are awake. Bhūtāni all beings. Sa that is. Niśā night. Paśyato for introspective. Muneḥ sage. Translation. What is night for all being is the time of awakening for the self-controlled. The time of awakening for all being is a night for introspective sage. You repeat after me. What is night? For all beings is the time of awakening for self-control. And the time of awakening for all beings is a night for the introspective stage. Now this is very confusing. I will explain actually later on. Let this. Purport. There are two classes of intelligent men. One is intelligent in material activities for sense gratification, and the other is introspective and awake to the cultivation of self-realization. Activities of the introspective stage or the thoughtful men are night for persons materially absorbed. Materialistic persons remain asleep in such a night due to their ignorance of self-realization. Introspective sage remains alert in the night of the materialistic man. The sage feels transcendental pleasure in the gradual advancement of spiritual culture, whereas the men in the materialistic activities, being asleep to this self-realization, dreams of varieties of sense pleasure, feeling sometimes happy and sometimes distressed in his sleeping condition. The introspective man is always indifferent to the materialistic happiness and distress. He goes on with his self-realization activities undisturbed by the material reaction. Om Agyam Trimandasya Jnananjan Shalakya Chachurmilitam Aina Tasmai Sri Gurumi Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Isthapitam Aina Bhutale Samrupa Kada Mayam Dadapmi Sutantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shiyudkamlam Sri Gun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagar Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Savdetam Savdutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Shangar Lalita Vishaka Ventancha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantarada Kanamastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vindavane Sri Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamam Harpiye Vansha Kalpaturu Varishya Kripa Shandya Vacha Patitānāṁ Pāvnyo Vaishno Devo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Yes. This is niśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ. Means what is the night for all being. Tasyāṁ jāgarti saṁyamī is the time of awakening for self-control. Yasyāṁ jāgrati bhūtāni and the time of awakening for all being. Sa niśā paśyato is the night for introspective stage. This day and night, this is not the geographical time actually. Just actually day in India and that will be night in America actually. It is not like that actually. This is the symbolizes. Symbolize what is there? This night means non-activities, inactive condition actually. And day means active condition. So there are two class of intelligent person as described here in Purport actually. Two class. What is that? One is intelligent in material activities for sense gratification. This is sense gratification means these are non-devotees. They are materialistic person actually. They do not know actually what is the devotional service to the Lord actually. They do not know the meaning of the self-realization actually. And another class of man is the siddhis, means devotees. Devotees who are self-realized actually. Self-realized. Self-realized means they know their own constitutional position. Constitutional position means they know that the Supreme Personality of God actually, that is our master actually, and we are his servant actually. That's why they are engaged in the devotional service of Lord Krishna actually. Then you see here, niśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ. What is night for all being? Normally or generally, the living entities, living beings are engaged in the sense gratification process actually. Yeah? Night means inactivity. So they are engaged in the sense gratification process. Their sense gratification that is not required by the introspective stages actually. They are not interested actually. niśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ tasyāṁ jāgarti saṁyamī means when actually they are not when the night actually and they are in the sense pleasure actually, in the sense gratification process actually, this stages actually they are only interested in the self-realization process actually. And yasyāṁ jāgarti bhūtāni. Jāgarti bhūtāni means ya niśā sarva-bhūtānāṁ. Niśā means night, when they are inactive. Night, niśā means night, when they are inactive. So inactive means in the night actually. So in that condition actually, what is there? The sages or introspective sages, they are active in this self-realization process actually. And yasyāṁ jāgarti bhūtāni. When the living entities are active, in what active? Active in the sense gratification process actually. And that sense gratification, the devotees or introspective sages, they do not like it actually. They are engaged in the devotions of the Lord actually. That are night actually. So in that actually, sense gratification process actually, they remain inactive actually. This is the difference actually. So this you have to see actually, day and night means they are symbolized actually activities and activity. The sages, they are inactive for the sense gratification process. Right? And they are active for the self-realization process actually. Whereas the living entities, they are active all around actually for the sense gratification actually. This is the difference actually. Then here in this actually, you can see, there are two classes of intelligent men. One is intelligent in material activities. Material activities means the materialist, they want the opulent life. And opulent life means they engage themselves in earning the wealth actually. Day and night, they are struggling very hard in the material existence actually. Right? And what for? For their sense gratification. Sense gratification means for just actually to enjoy the materialistic process for the ears, for eyes, for nose, for stomach actually, just for the tongue actually, right? They eat actually, what is there? They eat without offering to the food actually, right? This is actually sense gratification process actually. But the devotees or interested actually, they do not like this process actually. They keep themselves away from this process actually. This is the difference actually. These are the two categories. Here the word comes self-control. What is self-control? Self-control means that one should not accept anything which is detrimental to the devotional service. That is the main cheese. The main thing is that actually the sense gratification. Actually. One should keep ourselves from the sense object, senses and sense object actually. This is the detriment to the path of the devotional service actually. And we should adopt this process actually. We should keep ourselves away actually, so that we can achieve our goal of life. What is the goal of life? Our goal of life is the loving devotional service to the Lord actually. Service to the Lord actually. Either we keep on engaging ourselves in the devotions to the Lord, or we keep engaged in the sense gratification process actually. Only one thing is possible. Both the things are not possible actually. If you want to achieve your target actually, to aim of the life, that is the loving service to the Lord actually, then you have to keep yourself away from the sense gratification processes actually. One should become accustomed to this and reject anything which is against the path of spiritual progress. Anything. For example, you can see actually, for devotional service actually, you have to attend the Mangal Arati in the morning actually. Anything which is bottleneck actually in the path of attending the Mangal Arati, you have to reject it actually. You have to make arrangements so that you can reach to the temple in time actually. You have to attend the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad-Gita class actually. You have to make understand. You have to read Bhagavad-Gita class actually. Bhagavad-Gita books actually. Transcendental books actually. Then and only then you can engage your mind in the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna actually. Without fixing your mind in the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, it is not possible to engage yourself in devotional service actually. These senses are so strong that they are always anxious to have sense gratification. One should not cater to their demands of sense gratification which are not necessary. Engaging senses in the activities not relating to the devotional service to the Lord Krishna should be avoided. The things which are not related to the Krishna actually, we should keep them away. We should keep ourselves distant actually from such work actually. If we don't keep at a distance actually and we just actually attach to them actually, then our devotional service will not work properly actually. This is necessary actually. So what are the activities? Just as listening, filmy music, keep your ear engaged in this physical activity. That are not physical activities, material activity. Or anything which is not related to Krishna actually. No? Listening useless programs, watching videos other than Krishna, narrating something or glorifying anything other than Krishna, preparing food for own sense gratification actually. This is what tongue actually. This is the process of sense to satisfy the senses, different senses actually. So we have to keep them away actually. What we have to do? We have to engage in the service of Lord Krishna. We have to listen to the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And similarly we have to chant, jap, or the kirtan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, to keep our tongue busy actually. We have to keep our tongue busy in glorification of the Lord Krishna. Krishna's birth, pastimes, etc. actually. We have to prepare food for offering to the Lord Krishna actually, not for our own sense gratification actually. This we have to avoid actually. Unless one is in Krishna consciousness, it is not at all possible to control the sense actually. How we are controlling our senses? We are doing every activity for the Krishna actually. Doing it or not? Yes. The great sages Durvasa Muni picked up a quarrel with Maharaj Ambrish, and Durvasa Muni unnecessarily became angry out of pride and therefore could not check the sense actually. This anger must be checked actually. Because senses become out of control actually from that. On the other hand, the king, although not as powerful as yogi, as the sages, but a devotee of the Lord, silently tolerated all the sages' injustice and thereby emerged victorious. The king was able to control his senses and he was in the service of the Lord without any assistance from the kingdom. He was doing the service to the Lord with his own body, mind and intelligence. This is the Muni, king actually. He did not use to call the state machinery in the service of Lord actually. He was doing himself actually. The Muni, or king actually. These senses should only be gratified to keep the body fit actually, so that one can discharge his duty in advancing the spiritual life. Not unnecessarily actually. Most important and uncontrollable senses is the tongue. If one can control the tongue, then there is every possibility of controlling the other senses actually. Tongue must be controlled. The function of the tongue is to taste and to vibrate. This is the thereby, systematic regulation. The tongue should always be engaged in tasting the remnants of good stuffs offered to Lord Krishna and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. As far as possible, as far as the eyes are concerned, they should not be allowed to see anything but the beautiful form of Krishna or the devotees. You have to associate with the devotees. So you have to meet the devotees. When you meet the devotees, you have to associate with them. You have to learn something actually from them actually. You have to listen their words actually. You have to listen their advice. Association of devotees is a must actually. The beautiful picture, form of Lord Krishna, that will control the eyes actually. Similarly, the ears should be engaged in hearing about Krishna and the nose in the smelling the flowers offered to the Krishna. This is the process of devotional service, and it is understood here that Bhagavad-Gita is simply expounding the science of devotional service. Devotional service is the main sole objective. King Ambrish fixed his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna, engaged his word in describing the abode of the Lord, his hands in cleaning the temple of the Lord, his ears in hearing the pastimes of the Lord, his eyes in seeing the form of the Lord, his body in touching the body of the devotees, his nostrils in smelling the flavor of the flowers offered to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, his tongue in tasting the tulsi leaves offered to Lord Krishna, his legs in traveling to the holy places where his temples are situated, his head in offering obeisances unto the Lord, his desires in fulfilling the desires of the Lord actually. All these qualifications made him fit to become a devotee of the Lord actually. Best devotee of the Lord, greatest devotee of the Lord actually. These are the things actually. ना प्रायश्चित प्रियम प्राप्य ना उदित प्राप्य चा प्रियम। ओह किधर गया? स्थिर बुद्धिर असमूढ़ ब्रह्मविद ब्राह्मणी स्थितः। A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor limits upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is to be understood as already situated in the transcendence. Transcendence in self-realization, actually. You see, if a devotee actually earn a lot of money, what will happen to the money? He will donate to the Lord. Isn't it? If the materialist person, they are earning a lot of wealth actually and keeping themselves, what will happen to that? That will become zero at the time of living from this material world. Will it be zero? It will be zero actually. It is of no use. So, the devotees who are in the process of the self-realization, they are not illusioned by the false identification of the body. First, but it is true self. He knows perfectly well that he is not this body. He is a soul actually. Isn't it? If he identifies himself with the body actually, then what will happen? He cannot engage himself in the devotions of the Lord. He cannot set his goal of life as a loving service of the Lord actually. This is a fundamental thing actually. He knows perfectly well that he is not this body, but is a fragmental portion of Supreme Personality Godhead. He is therefore not joyful in achieving something, nor does he lament in losing anything which is related to this body. This steadiness of mind is called sthir buddhi or self-intelligence. He is not therefore never bewildered by mistaking the gross body for the soul, nor does he accept the body as permanent. The body is not permanent, isn't it? This is temporary one. Yes. Soul is permanent actually. And disregard the exist. He is therefore never bewildered by mistaking the gross body for the soul, nor does he accept the body as permanent and disregard the existence of soul. The fundamental thing is that actually we regard the existence of soul permanently, eternal existence of the soul actually. Whereas the materialist persons actually, they disregard it. This is the difference actually. He knows his constitutional position perfectly well, without fastly trying to become one with the Supreme in all respect. This is called Brahma realization, or self-realization with the steady consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. For the spiritualist devotees, the day is marked by the self-realization. What we do in the temple early in the morning, we just glorify the Lord Krishna. Why we glorify? Because we accept him. Not only consider, we accept him. The Lord Krishna is our master. Actually. We are his servant. Actually. The day is marked by self-realization, chanting the holy name, reading scriptures, and developing a loving relationship with Krishna, leading to a new and deeper happiness. Whereas the materialist may find these practices incomprehensible as they involve sitting and uttering sounds for hours. Actually. They waste their time. Actually. They may question the value of such endeavors. You see, while you go in the Vrindavan, you find actually many persons actually are making gossips actually. They are just actually smoking, etc., BD, etc. You know, they are wasting their time actually. For devotees or a spiritualist, our aim is the loving service of the Lord Krishna actually, and not their fame actually. Are you doing chanting for your fame? No. This is not our goal. It is a loving service to the Lord Krishna. Because the devotees act according to the instructions and directions laid down in Bhagavad-Gita, Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita and other authorized scriptures. The spiritualist's ultimate aim is to cross over the material world, consisting of three modes of material nature. ये कहाँ चला गया? कहाँ गया यार? To attain the spiritual kingdom of the Lord. You know what is the spiritual kingdom? Na tat bhasita surya na shasamna pavaka etukatta nivardhe tatadham paramam. Once attaining the spiritual abode actually, or supreme abode of the Lord actually, one does not return to this material world actually. That is an eternal abode actually. काम करो विमुक्तानां यतीनां यत्येषां अवितो ब्रह्म निर्वाणम वर्तते विदित आत्मनाम. Those who are free from anger. This anger is the enemy of the devotion service. Right? Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized and self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the supreme, in the very near future. What is? One should free from anger actually, and material desire actually. Material desire, what is the material desire? Oh, I have to, one having a single room flat, he wants a 2-room flat. The one who has a 2-room flat, he wants a 3-room flat. One who has a 3-room flat, he wants a bungalow actually. He should keep them away. And he should control his anger also. This is not good actually. It is very much necessary. Just try to worship in devotion service Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even the great sages are not able to control the forces of the senses as effectively as those who are engaged in transcendental bliss by serving the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Only the devotees are able to control, uprooting the deep-grown desire for fruitive activities. In the conditioned soul, the desire to enjoy the fruitive results of the work is so deep-rooted that it is very difficult even for the great sages to control such desire, despite great endeavors. A devotee of the Lord constantly engaged in devotional service in Krishna consciousness, perfect in self-realization, very quickly attains liberation in the Supreme, owing to his complete knowledge in self-realization. He always remains in trance to cite and analogies. No, this is not. By vision, by meditation, by touch only, do the fish, the tortoise, and the birds maintain their offspring. Similarly, do I also owe. The fish brings up its offering similarly by looking at them. So what is it? The Lord is quite away from us. Lord is quite away from us. So what is there? We have to just actually fix our mind actually in the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Actually. Just the fish and this tortoise brings up their offspring actually. So in the similar way actually, we have to just develop our devotion service actually by just actually fixing our mind in the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna actually. Simply. Tortoise brings up his offspring simply by meditation. The eggs of tortoise are laid on the land, and the tortoise meditates on the eggs while in the water. Similarly, a devotee in the Krishna consciousness, although far away from the Lord's abode, can elevate himself to that abode simply by thinking of him constantly, around the 24 hours actually. By engagement in Krishna consciousness, he does not feel the pangs of material miseries. This state of life is called Brahman, or the absence of material miseries due to being constantly immersed in the Supreme. We have to absorb in the devotional service of the Lord actually. We have to chant holy name of Lord all the time actually. Bhūtānām yagatavsam sarva-lokam suharta sarva-bhūtānāṁ gyātvaṁ shantim rikshati. This is knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. Means this is the nature of the Lord actually. We must accept this fact actually. What is the fact? This ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and benefactors of and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. Because when he attains the Lord's abode actually, he will be free from the pangs of material miseries actually. Isn't it? We have to accept the fact. There should not be any doubt actually. If there is doubt actually, he cannot be liberated. Means we should not doubt our scriptures actually. That is Bhagavad-Gita, whatever written in Bhagavad-Gita, it is 100% correct actually. We have to accept in toto actually. Conditioned souls within the clutches of the illusory energy all are anxious to attain peace in the material world. Everybody wants. One should be peaceful. They want to remain peaceful just by earning the wealth actually. It can happen, it cannot happen. But they do not know the formula for the peace. The greatest formula, peace formula, is simply that Lord Krishna is the beneficiary in all human activities. man should offer everything to the transcendental service of the Lord Krishna actually. Because he is the proprietor of all planets. And demigods, etc. No one is greater than him actually. He is the greater and the greatest of the demigods. What is that? Lord Shiva and Brahma also. Because he is under the spell of illusion, living entities are trying to be Lord of all this survey, but actually they are dominated by the material energy of the Lord. Lord is the master of material nature, and the conditioned souls are under the stringent rules of material nature. Unless one understands these bare facts, it is not possible to achieve peace in the world, either individually or collectively. This is the science of Krishna consciousness. Lord Krishna is the supreme predominator, and all living entities, including the great demigods, are his subordinates. One can attain perfect peace only in complete Krishna consciousness. Only in Krishna consciousness. Gyan Vigyan Triptatma Kutistha Vichendriya Yukta it Uchate Yogi Samaloshta Ashma Kanchana. This is very important actually. A person is said to be established in the self-realization and is called a yogi when he is fully satisfied by virtue of his acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-control. He sees everything, whether it be pebble, stone or gold, as the same. There is no difference actually. When you leave this body, everything will become zero actually. Nothing actually. Bhūtānām janmanām ante jnanam prapadate vasudeva sarvamiti samatma sudurlabha. After many births and death, he who is actually in the knowledge surrender unto me, that is Krishna, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Living entities, while executing the devotional service or the transcendental service, after many, many births, may actually become situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritualization. When that Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. That is the goal. That you must know actually. That is a must actually. If one does not know this actually, then he cannot attain the liberation actually. There should not be any doubt actually. Hare Krishna, I think I stop it actually. 2 minutes are left actually. If there is any question actually, you can ask me actually. No question? Hare Krishna, thank you very much for coming over here and listening very peacefully. Hare Krishna.